So, they tell you as you're coming up in life, people are gonna get jealous. People are gonna attack you. You're different. You don't fit in their little clubs. They can't explain you because they don't understand where you come from. And they're gonna try and cut you down to try and make themselves look better. I think that's all it really boils down to, best I can reckon anyway. But you always have to remember they can't take away your craft. They can influence your energy. They can take you down, get you stuck in the mud. But as long as you put a smile on your face and keep doing what you do best, everything will come to light eventually. I promise. So, where am I? What am I working on? Let me show y'all where I am. I lovingly refer to this place as RS1. This is my first fully dedicated, capable robot construction facility here in the Georgia jungle. I've built this outpost. See, we're right on the coast. No matter how fancy of a building we ever grow to, I'll probably always love this one the most. I think that I dreamed of this as a child, that someday I'd get to be out in the woods building robots to make the world a better place. This has been a lifelong dream of mine ever since I was little, to just be in the jungle, this place I love so very, very much. So the reason I put all of this together, which, by the way, this very well demonstrates our ability to be mobile and capable of doing our job anywhere the world needs us to do our job. We can set one of these buildings up. This building runs completely off the grid. It's got solar panels and batteries and a generator and lighting. It's set up so that everything has its own station. This is the poor Mark II. I'm about to cannibalize the Mark II again for parts into the Mark III. I think that the only thing that will virtually remain the same is the front. That's really just ran well, though I do want to put the addition of some wings on to widen its path. This is plastics and electronics over here. We got all kinds of wire and goodies to build the control systems for the ROV model. Unfortunately, we had an absolute catastrophe with our attempt at full animatronic robotics with the machine. It crashed, and we had to pull away from that and go back to the ROV and retain the human element for a bit longer, because we just don't have the censored capability and the processing speeds. There's a lot going on in this machine when it's out in the world, and though the second gen operating system would run on the dock, as soon as I started actually working the machine, cycling pumps on and off and paddle wheel speed manipulation, and it just crashed. It would lock itself up because it just couldn't handle all the information. So I have gotten with a good friend of mine named Houston, who came up with a way to hack the RC world, and now it's in an English that I understand. RC, yeah, I'm kind of a nerd when it comes to RC stuff. I won't lie. I know it pretty well. It's PWM. We got a PWM to analog conversion so that we can talk to our analog relays to kick pumps on and off. So at the moment, this is the modular Mark III chassis, and I am so excited. So everything is compartmentalized. Just a rough mock-up. Battery boxes. This will be a lift-out centrifuge setup, so we can swap out different centrifuges for different fluid processes and voltages and things of that nature. Right now, we're going to stick with 700 gallons an hour for the moment, but this power pack eventually will slide down into this big hole here, and that's going to power some big pumps. I really don't know how big of a pump I can go with it. I'm going to start out at 2,400 gallons an hour, which is a huge improvement down the road. This is the centrifuge I've started to construct for the 2,400 gallon an hour model. And then these, I'll slice these right here, and each one will get flipped and make a bowl. And I think I'm going to be able to build these centrifuges for a lot cheaper and run pool pumps, which are anywhere from 2,400 gallons an hour, 10,000, 20,000 gallons an hour. I don't know how much fluid we're going to be able to push through those. It's all kind of trial and error. So I'll start with what I can afford and what I can afford to run with this red generator here. We're going to hack it so we can remote start it, turn it on and off, and then we'll still use batteries for propulsion. I'll show you guys real quick what we're running now. So, little explanation. You got 200 amp hour with 200 amp hour BMS, so that's 600 amps of lithium iron phosphate power. I mean, this thing rocks as far as power is concerned. Now, we may add 3 more just to extend our run times, which would be totally cool. With the generator is rated for 18 hours of runtime on a tank of fuel. So if the generator is running all the pumps, we'll have enough batteries to just run the props. The props are rated to the batteries for 2 hours of full wide open throttle, but we're never at wide open throttle unless we're crossing something. We're usually just very gingerly working the machine. So I know that we'll get at least 8 hours out of it, but we won't really know until we start testing it for conditions. But otherwise, you know, we got your plug-in wall charger for rapid overnight charging, and then the solar charge controller that obviously plugs into solar panels. There will be a full solar build on this one. If you can imagine with me, an arch kind of sweeping back, and then we'll put as many solar panels as we can fit over the top. This model is more of a display unit. I'm putting a lot of polycarbonate, half-inch polycarbonate. It's very expensive. It's what they make bulletproof panels out of. Actually, 1.5 inches of polycarbonate will stop some significantly large rounds. This is half-inch. Each one of these were $157 a piece. So you do the math, but what that's going to do for me is give me the ability to put lighting inside of all of these things, so that when an individual that doesn't know and never seen this thing before, they'll quickly be able to see the process played out right in front of them just by the color of the water changing. It should be a pretty wonderful display piece. So hopefully that'll stop people from questioning me. I get a lot of people that see me test one piece of this process. Like, I'll get a new motor for the paddle wheel pump, for the paddle wheel drive, change the gearing, something, whatever. I want to go out and test something, and so I don't run the whole machine. I might fire it up and move water, but yeah, we haven't been filtering. Actually, we haven't been filtering with the machine now for almost 2 years. Well, going on 2 years, 1.5 years, since we left Michigan. We filtered for microplastic down here. All I've been doing is separating and running it in bypass, putting it right back into the environment, just distributed through different channels so that I can get solid proof of concept, everything that I need. So the next thing I need is a stratification chamber, which will give us the ability to take our purification to a whole new level, and segregation to a whole new level. This is going to be pretty amazing what I have cooked up in my little brain. So, in the meantime, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to RS1. It's humble. It has a dirt floor and a canvas roof, but beautiful things can come from humble beginnings. And I don't know as though I've ever been blessed to be able to fabricate in a more beautiful place since my childhood backyard. So as you can see, I am tired. I've been working every day on the military boat, and then it's hot as all get out down here. I mean, I'm literally in the jungle. It's broken 112 degrees here multiple times. So yeah, I'm burned out. I need to rest, but I'm just so excited for what's coming in the future. All right, see you guys.